Let's now talk about presupposition and entailment. These are also two important concepts of pragmatics. Presupposition is considered to be the something which a speaker considers to be the case when he utters or writes something. It is what he understands already existing as a truth or reality when he says something. For example, if you look at the example on your screen, just at the bottom of your screen, you see Mary's dog is cute. This includes that Mary has a dog. So when you say Mary's dog is cute, you assume that Mary has a dog. And it's the speakers who assume such things, not the sentences. So presupposition lies with the speakers. There are various types of presupposition. We begin with the existential presupposition. Existential presupposition is basically the assumption about the existence of certain things which have been named or committed by the speaker. And a typical example of such a presupposition is found in possessive expressions. For example, when I say your car, so I assume that you have a car. Similarly, we could find these examples in some definite noun phrases. For example, the cat, the prince of Delhi. So it shows that Delhi has a prince. Similarly, Tom's car is new. So it has been assumed that Tom has a car. We do have factive presupposition. Factive presupposition is the assumption about something as true based on certain verbs like know, realize, regret, odd, or glad. So we assume whatever follows after them may be true. For example, I'm glad it's over. So we simply assume that it's over now. So the truth of this section or this part of the sentence is quite presupposed when we said the complete sentence. Similarly, we could see we regret inviting him. So we invited him is the truth which has been presupposed. Similarly, she did not realize he was ill. So he was ill is the section of the sentence which has been assumed to be true. We do have lexical presuppositions as well. Lexical presuppositions are based on the assumption that when we say something with its asserted meanings, there are times when a sentence or a word or a phrase conveys some non-asserted meanings as well. For example, we see the expressions like managed. He managed to do something. So managed here not only conveys the meanings of success or he succeeded to do this, it also conveys an implied meaning, presupposed meaning that he tried hard to do it. He managed to do it. That means he tried and has now managed to do it. Similarly, Andrew stopped running. So it conveys the meaning, implied meaning that he used to run or now he has stopped it. Another example could be seen in front of your screen. They are late again. It means they were late previously as well. So the use of word again has non-asserted meanings of previous late coming as well. We have structural presupposition where the structure of certain sentences assume that what has been mentioned in them could be true, could possibly be true. For example, typical example is in form of WH questions. For example, when did she travel to USA? So its assertive part is she traveled to USA. So this section is considered to be true. Then where did you buy the house? You bought the house is actually presupposed meaning which are considered as true. Non-factive presuppositions focus on the assumption that something is not true, and these are the presuppositions usually, or the meanings, which are followed by certain words like dream, imagine, pretend. I dreamed that I was rich. It shows that I am not rich actually. So this is a false or untrue statement. He pretends to be rich. He is not actually rich, just pretends. So what follows after these words may be treated as untrue. Counterfactual presupposition focuses on the assumption that what is being presupposed is not only untrue, rather it is quite against, it is the opposite of what is true. If you look at the example in front of you, if you were my daughter, I would not allow you to do this. It clearly shows that you are not my daughter. So it is quite counterfactual. Entailment is a concept which is quite related to presupposition. It shows what logically follows from what is asserted in an utterance. So it's a kind of relationship between what has been said and what is entailed naturally from it. If you look at the example in front of you, the president was assassinated, and the second sentence just below is the president is dead. So there is a necessary connection between these two sentences, and that is, if A is correct, B has to be correct, because B logically follows A. So there is a necessary connection between, and connection of entailment between these sentences.